Hey guys, what's up? My name is Breaker, and in today's video I'm gonna show you a few tips how to fix a laggy livestream. Now, if you've ever tried to livestream Apex Legends, chances are that your stream ended up looking like this.
I know.
And this is even on a pretty decent machine. I'm using an i9-9900K at 5 GHz, an RTX 2080, as well as 32 gigs of DDR4 memory clocked at 3200 MHz. Also, the game was running absolutely smooth at 1440p and max settings. I had around 120, maybe 150 FPS and felt absolutely no lag whatsoever. Now, when looking at the stats on Twitch, I could see that I would stream at a stable 60 FPS and that I had no skipped frames. Also odd was that in OBS Studio, I had a green connector and no drop frames. So in today's video, let's find out what causes this issue and how to fix it. Note that while I'm talking a lot about Apex Legends in this specific video, all of the tips that I'm showing are obviously also applicable to any other game that is using a lot of GPU resources. Now, to diagnose this issue, you want to open up the Stats tab. You can find this under View and Stats, and this will provide you with additional information on your livestream. Now, immediately from the screen, we can see what the problem here is. We are missing a huge amount of frames due to the rendering lag. And on top of that, if you're using NVENC, you're likely also going to get a huge percentage of missed frames due to the encoding lag. So the problem here really is that games such as Apex Legends are simply squeezing out every last bit of performance out of your GPU, basically leaving no GPU performance left for other programs. Now, while this is very nice in order to get the highest possible performance in-game, it's also very bad because OBS is using the GPU to composite your scene. And therefore this issue arises independently if you're streaming using your GPU, so using NVENC, or on your CPU, so using X264. Now, fortunately, Microsoft is well aware of this GPU allocation issue, as they call it, and they've brought out a patch. And these improvements are included in the 7th major upgrade to Windows 10, which is going to be shipped to consumers as the Windows Upgrade 1903. Now, in order to check on which version of Windows you are, click on the Start icon, go to Settings, type in About Your PC, scroll all the way to the bottom, and there you'll find your Windows version. Now, if you're not yet on version 1903, click on the Start icon, type in Update, and check for updates. Now, in case you're watching this video soon after it's being uploaded, then chances are that Windows is not going to present you with the option to update to 1903 just yet. The reason is that Microsoft usually always distributes these patches, these large patches, in kind of waves, and sometimes you're not yet in an early wave. Now, there is actually a way to force your computer to upgrade to 1903, but be warned, being an early adopter of Windows updates can sometimes lead to your files just disappearing. So if you don't have a good data backup in place, or if you value any data on your computer generally, then you might not want to go down this route. So if you want to do this, then just be warned, you're doing it on your own risk, and don't blame me if something goes horribly wrong. So in order to get this, click on the Start icon, go to Settings, type in Insider, click on Get Started, link your current Microsoft account that you're currently using for this computer with the Windows Insider program, click on Register, click on Sign Up, hit I've read and accept the terms of agreements, and click on OK. On this screen, you want to click on Just Fixes, Apps and Drivers, and hit Confirm. Now, after a quick restart, you should be able to get the Windows version 1903 when you go to Windows Updates. Now, once you're on the Windows version 1903, you need to enable the game mode in order to actually benefit from these fixes to the GPU allocation. In my case, the fixes didn't apply if I didn't enable the game mode, so basically I got the exact same rendering and encoding lag on the new version, but as soon as I enabled the game mode, the rendering lag was significantly improved. Now, unfortunately, these fixes to the GPU allocation bug are primarily directed to users of a 1080p monitor. Now, if this is you, if this has fixed your problem, then have fun and enjoy streaming. Now, for everybody else out there that has a 4040p display or even a 4K monitor, or that maybe doesn't have a very beefy computer, this fix might not have solved your problem. But don't you worry, I have an entire slew of other potential fixes that you can try to apply in order to get a smooth livestream. Now, the first thing you probably want to do if you're live streaming Apex Legends is to limit your FPS in-game. Now, in order to do that, click on Settings in Origin, click on Game Properties, go to Advanced, and enter +FPS_max, and then a number. Now, in my case, I can put in 120 because I usually get much higher FPS than 120, but this number may obviously vary depending on your computer. Now, in most cases, these two fixes should definitely help improve the weak rendering performance in OBS when playing Apex Legends. Now, if this still didn't relieve the rendering lag in OBS Studio, then you can also try and decrease the in-game visual settings in Apex Legends. And most specifically, you probably want to decrease the texture streaming budget to something like medium or low in order to get a little bit more headroom for OBS Studio to actually properly work. Also, disabling the preview in OBS itself is greatly going to improve the rendering performance. And finally, if all of these things haven't helped you, then the reason for your rendering lag might actually be connected to your webcam. Now, I also have a Logitech Brio, which is a 4K webcam that also does 1080p at 60 FPS. And once I disabled this webcam, I got absolutely no rendering or encoding lag whatsoever. Now, obviously, you probably don't want to just disable your face cam, so just setting it to 720p and 60 FPS instead of 1080p is already going to greatly improve the rendering performance of OBS and therefore is going to make your live stream much smoother. But hopefully Logitech or OBS developers themselves can come out with a patch in order to decrease the GPU utilization of Logitech webcams. But those are all the tips that I have for you guys here today in order to get the smoothest possible live stream. Now, if this video helped you guys, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If it didn't help you, definitely leave a comment down below and I'm going to try and help debug your issue. Thank you very much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.